watching the newscast that doesn't waste your time. Today's Channel 6 News, live at 10.
Who's happier, men
or women? Depends on who you ask.
And in tonight's He Said,
She Said report, a new study sheds some light on what both sexes think.
The game of life is a lot like the real game of life.
What brings happiness, and do men and women find it at different times in their lives? A college education leads to income. Then comes marriage and children.
Investments hopefully bring security, and retirement means total satisfaction in your golden years, right?
Or maybe not.
a new major study shows as men get older, they get happier.
That same study found that as women get older, we start going downhill.
And the age when that happens?
48.
And why do you think that is?
Well, the article talked about a couple of key reasons, and those are money and marriage.
We knew exactly where to go to cut to the chase.
A Meridian hair salon.
And next door barbershop where men and women can basically see eye to eye.
Except when it comes to this study on happiness.
Bogus.
I don't pretend to speak for women, but I think there might be a kernel of truth in it for men.
Take money.
The survey finds young men fret over their lack of buying power.
And this seems to bother men more than it bothers women, because men covet those big ticket items, the boat, the motorcycle, the car, the toys, right? So they have these goals that are unfulfilled when they're younger.
Finances bring security.
But women like cash too.
Money does, especially in these times, it does play a role in your happiness to an extent.
So what about marriage and children?
Do they play a role in happiness?
For men, you betcha.
I think that family makes a huge difference. Being around family, interacting.
I am married. I've been married for 10 years. I have 2 awesome daughters, and I have my own shop. Things are just getting better for me.
For women, according to the study, well, it seems family doesn't help much.
What about the child factor, Dr. Reeder? Does that play into the women's side of things?
That's a really good question, because you'd think that, you know, women, they should be getting happier also. But maybe the fact that they're taking on so many responsibilities.
Again, looking at the happy scale, men and women cross paths at age 48.
But only half of these folks buy it.
I feel very happy, and I think I'm calmer than I would have been at 48, actually.
I think you're more stable after you get past the age of 48. So I would say, yeah, men were probably a little more happier because they're a little more stable in their life.
I don't see my happiness changing. I only see it getting better.
And if you're not happy yet,
or are becoming more unhappy,
hang on.
There's still some good news.
By the time we get to our 80s, if we make it that far, by the time we get to our 80s, both men and women pretty darn happy.
So, Don, what do you think? Are you happier?
I am older than 48. Financial security and family. I mean, that is the common denominator for men or women to be happy past 48.
And just for the record, I'm happy, and I plan on getting happier.
There you go.
Yeah. Next week, we got a fun one for you.
Battle over tunes. Who has a better taste in music, men or women? All right.
We'll find out.
Next week.